All right, so today we're talking about compound interest. We talked about simple interest yesterday, and simple interest actually isn't very common out in the real world when you're conducting business. Most of the time we use compound interest. And if it's compounded annually, that means per year, this is the formula. The P still stands for principal. The R still stands for the rate. And the T still stands for the time in years. And of course, the rate is your percentage, but you change it to a decimal. Okay? The A is the total amount, just like what we talked about yesterday. Now, the difference is your compound interest formula gives you the total amount. Yesterday, the formula gave us the interest, and we had to add it back to get the total amount. Today, our formula is going to give us the total amount in the account, and to find the interest, you've got to take the total amount and subtract the principal. All right? So let's look at number 1. Compound interest on $4,000, this is my P, saved for 3 years, this is my T, at a rate of 15%, this is my R. So the amount deposited in savings. I'm never sure what it means by that. I think I'm going to skip this and I'm just going to go down to here. We're going to fill in our pieces. Our formula is the principal, parentheses 1 plus the rate with an exponent of time. So my principal was $4,000 times 1 plus the rate, which is 15%. You can either put 15% in, or if you put it in decimal form, it would be 0.15. And with an exponent of 3. Here, they just added this together, 1.15 with an exponent of 3. You really don't have to do this step right here. This is an extra step. If you have a calculator, you can type it in straight from here. So from here, I can do 4,000 times parentheses 1 plus 15%, and then get out of the parentheses and do an exponent. So I'm going to use this key right here, exponent of 3. So the total amount, forgot to do, the total amount in the account is $6,083.50. So we started with $4,000, and then with interest, we got $6,083.50. If I want to know how much of this is interest, I've got to take my amount and subtract the principal. So if I take this amount minus the 4,000, this is the interest, $2,083.50. So the amount we deposited, I guess, would be the original amount, I'm guessing. I'm really not very sure about that, so listen to your teachers and see how they interpret that. Okay? Let's look at number 2. Oh. Yeah, that's what they mean. All right, so the compound interest on $120,000 borrowed for 25 years This is my principal. This is my time. And this is my rate. The amount borrowed is $120,000. Okay? I'm going to fill in my formula. 120,000 is my principal times 1 plus the rate, 6%. You can do 0.06 with an exponent of 25. Okay? Here, all they're changing is they're adding the 1 plus the 0.06. Again, this is an extra step. You don't have to, not that one, excuse me. I hate this stuff. Okay, forget it. This right here is an extra step. You don't have to do that. All you got to do from right here is put it into the calculator. 120,000 times, don't forget your parentheses, 1 plus 6%. Arrow out, do your exponent using that key right there, and we've got an exponent of 25. Whoops, I always forget to hit Control Enter. And there we go. $515,024. Okay? Now this was over 25 years, so that's the reason that our total amount is so much bigger than our amount borrowed. So to get the amount of interest, 515,024 minus the 120,000 minus 120,000. $395,024 in interest. So over 25 years, you paid this much money in interest. Okay? All right, this says find the amount of compound interest. So we've got our principal, our time, and our rate. So I'm going to do P equals, A equals P times 1 plus the rate, exponent of T. Fill that in, I get the principal is 542 times 1 plus 3% with an exponent of 4. I'm going to put that into my calculator. 542 times 1 plus 3%. Okay, with an exponent of 4. I'm going to hit Control Enter this time. It keeps giving me crazy answers. So my total amount is $610.03. Remember, we're talking about money here. So this is my amount. The interest would be your total amount minus your principal. So subtract that principal, and we get $68.03 interest. All right, let's look at this one. $345 is my principal. This is my time. This is my rate. So I'm going to do amount equals principal times 1 plus the rate, exponent of time. I'm going to do 345 times 1 plus 5%, exponent of 9. And I get 345 times 1 plus 5% And I'm going to do an exponent of 9. Hit Control Enter. $535.21. Make it look like money. $535.21. Total amount. So you started with this much, you ended with this much. The interest would be $535.21 minus your principal. So I'm going to subtract, and I get $190.21. This is my interest. A couple of things to make note of before we stop. Notice that interest can work for you or it can work against you. Okay? Here you borrowed money for 4 years. So you had to pay back an extra $68.03. Right? Here, though, you put money in a savings account and you ended up earning $190 more. Okay? So interest can work for you or it can work against you. And that is it.